And the crowd is ready in Chicago, Bill. I tell you what, we were away, they had the national anthem, and halfway through it, the fans started their cheer, and by the time it was over, you could hardly hear yourself. As we get ready to see the players for the Milwaukee Bucks, Paul Pressey, who got in foul trouble in Game 3, and Don Nelson felt that that was a big factor in his team not being able to come away with their final victory to end this series. Terry Cummings, who has been absolutely outstanding in this series against the Bulls. He was 15 for 20 from the floor, had 37 points in game number 3. He's averaging 29 for the series. In the center position, Alton Lister. Don Nelson hoping to get more production out of his center people, Lister and McKeskey, and also Randy Brewer. Craig Hodges, who does such a nice job, along with Ricky Pierce from the Milwaukee Bucks in that number 2 guard position. And Sidney Moncrief, who has been such a great player for so many years in this league, playing both ends of the court, probably as well as any guard in the league, Bill.
Well, he has been absolutely outstanding on both ends of the court. He's played great defense. He's been a great team player, and he's provided a lot of offensive spark.
And now
is going out in Chicago.
Yes, and it's not a blackout, just a little more drama for the fans here to bring their team out in a Hollywood-type fashion. Even though we're in the Midwest, we'll get a little Hollywood here, a little L.A. tonight.
Pickpocket's paradise. In the dark in Chicago Stadium.
Orlando Woolridge.
Now, you know, this is really nice, but it can have a reverse effect on your team.
Played too high, kind of like what Cleveland did the other game against
when they get out there, they're so high, and they get started, and when soon that high wears off, then you're on your own, and you might have spent a little too much.
Dave Corzine, you see, 6-year pro out of DePaul, who's done a good job in his tenure in the league, one of the few Bulls who have had playoff experience. Wes Matthews picked up from Philadelphia, the last man cut by Philadelphia this year after having played at Washington in that one starting guard position, and there he is, Mr. Jordan. Head coach Kevin Lockery. And there's a lot of rumors going around, Bill, that despite what would happen in the playoffs, that Kevin Lockery may be looking for a new job next year, but he's not concerned about that. And talking with him, his main concern is to try and win this game tonight and send it back to Milwaukee for Game 5. Our officials on the left is Jim Capers, in the center Tommy Nunez, on the right Daryl Garrettson. Daryl Garrettson and Tommy Nunez will be the officials working the ball game. The alternate is Jim Capers. In the playoffs, the NBA always has 3 officials on hand in the event that something would happen to one of the other officials, so that they would always have 2 active men on the court.
Those are the old days. They used to, the guy would get hurt or pull a muscle or something, they'd pull some guy out of the stand. And he wouldn't be for the whole team very much.
No, not too much. Getting a good look at Michael Jordan, the man who has created so much excitement here in Chicago and around the league.
And a real impact player.
Michael Jordan averaging in this playoff series 29.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 9.7 assists. And this is the man that has been a key in the series, Bill. In games 1 and 2, he was held to 13 total points in the second half of both of those games. Yet in Game 3, he broke loose for 16 big points in game number 3 to help bring the victory here to Chicago.
With a player with his ability and attitude and desire and intelligence, trying to hold him is like trying to hold a handful of water. A lot of it's going to slip loose.
Cummings to Pressey, who takes it home strong, and the penetration by the Bucks works in the first play of the game.
And the Bucks showed one thing to start the game, that they're going to be patient and they're going to get inside. But that's what they're going to have to do in this game. Because both teams are going to make you beat them with executing your offense and from the outside. Good defensive play.
Sidney Moncrief.
Or Michael Jordan. He wanted to post him up.
And the Bucks very unhappy with the way that they performed at the end of game number 3. In the last minute and 7 seconds, they turned the ball over 3 times, not even getting only getting 1 shot off at the end, and that cost them the ball game.
Doesn't have to do things that he doesn't do well.
You see it, 2-2. Inside now of 11 minutes to go, first quarter. Hodges blocked by Corzine. Greenwood got it out to Matthews. Woolridge with a great individual effort. Michael Jordan off the miss from Hodges. Moncrief on the Matthews miss. Here come the Bulls, 3-on-2 break. Sidney Moncrief will go to the free throw line as Dave Corzine commits the foul, and Sidney did that so well in the first 2 ball games, just penetrated through the Bull defense.
You know what I like about watching Sidney play from the sideline? Looks like you know what he's going to do, because it looks like he takes his time on every play. But out there with him, it doesn't work like that.
Different story. We will keep an eye throughout the game on Michael Jordan, see what type of a defensive strategy Don Nelson has come up with. He has altered his strategy against Michael Jordan in every one of the games that you get a good look at him. Mike Dunleavy, the injured player for the Bucks, sitting next to him. And he has been sending double teams at him, coming from different directions, forcing him one way, then forcing him another, sometimes playing him only one-on-one and doing some trapping. So Don continually trying to change the look so Michael can't get into a pattern. But he still managed to average 29 points a ball game.
Good move.
Has a tendency to skip. Corzine on the miss, and Jordan is there.
Great play right now. Now that's good rebounding and taking advantage of it. That was a good rebound.
First 2 points for Michael Jordan. The Bulls lead by 4. We've got 9:35 to go in the first quarter. We're here at Chicago Stadium. Game 4. The Bulls trailing 2-1. Cummings. Well, he managed to find his way through and past 3 Bulls on that play.
And that's no Bull.
His first took away a short 2 points. Pressey blocked by Woolridge. Count it. Tommy Nunez, the outside official, has called it goaltending against Woolridge, and Kevin Lockery is incensed.
And that's the referee that should have called that.
Exactly, the outside man's call.
Let's see. Yep. And he started down.
We're tied at 10.
It may have looked close, but an old shot blocker can tell you that was on the way down.
I'll take your word for it, Bill. I will defer to your experience in that department. 7:35 to go. We're tied at 10. This is the first quarter.
Almost a good pass, and then a dunk shot coming up, I guess. Oh no, yeah.
Yes, by Cummings.
Wrong guy. For me, I thought Hodges was going to dunk it.
Houston faces Utah in a pivotal matchup. See it as part 2 of a super shootout doubleheader. It's live and it's next.
Series, he went down headhunting and moving the pick. You can't move the pick. Almost a good shot.
Pressey went strong to the hoop, but couldn't quite get it there. Michael Jordan comes up short.
Another good move that Cummings uses. He used a lot of combination lateral and forward movement at the same time. And it's also such a good outside shooter that's very effective, because if you go up on him, he can go around you. And he's real good at the outside jump shot, the medium distance jump shot, and then goes all the way to the hoop.
He is a diversified athlete, no question about that. He does so many things for this ball club. Even sings the national anthem. Remember that game? Writes gospel music, has recorded some songs. Very religious young man, but a great player. Look at the body on him when we get another shot. I mean, I don't think there's maybe about 2% body fat as you look at Kevin Lockery. Cummings has 7 points in the game so far. David Greenwood.
Good penetration. And that's when the danger of pressing, double teaming. Then when they beat the double team, it's a 3-on-2, the other 3 guys offensively.
Pressey around Corzine. Penetration working well for the Bucks. Michael Jordan. You know, I had to figure the only thing that must have happened in the second half of those ball games, the fog must have been very heavy in Milwaukee, because Air Jordan couldn't get up, couldn't take off.
Oh, yeah.
They kept him grounded, didn't they? I told you I'd come up with one for you.
Right, temporary.
Yes, temporary is right. He went for 16 in game 3 in the fourth quarter. And, of course, hit the game-winning basket with 22 seconds left. Jordan has 4 so far in tonight's game. The Bulls lead by 1. 3:35 to go, first quarter. Cressy.
That makes it real easy. A little short guy posting up a taller guy, but he has such long arms, he probably plays with another 4 inches taller than he is.
Cressy already with 8 points. Great move. That is just a wonderful move on Michael Jordan's part behind the back. He knew he was beaten, and the foul was...
Mister, I believe, because he was a little upset about that because he just grabbed him.
Well, he was totally faked out, and he knew that Michael had an easy two, and so he just took the foul.
Now watch this play there. Right there. He says, come here. I'm just going to grab you. You're not going to make that.
There's a strange-looking bull if I ever saw one, Bill. And we want to thank Michael Jordan for his commitment to the Special Olympics. He was asked to do that spot after a late-night ball game, but he didn't care. He didn't mind getting up early to do it. He's totally committed to the Special Olympics. Fine young man off the court as well as on. Shot clock going down inside of 10. Knocked away by Jordan. That was Woolridge.
Good defensive play, and you get an easy shot a lot of times.
Cummings back to cut it to a 1-point Bull lead.
11 points. He's almost on schedule. Bad
Air
shot.
ball by Michael. Wide open, Moncrief. Good job by Oldham to get back. Even a better job by Michael Jordan to knock it away. Matthews back in, and Howard is back in.
Play by Jordan right there. Knocks the ball loose. Because Jawan Oldham was in deep trouble.
Bulls looking to post up. They go into Matt Daly. Green keeps it alive, but the Bucks come. No, Green gets it back. Foul coming. Sidney Green continuing to play inspired basketball.
Worse than you, Rick.
Oh, thank you, Bill. Listen, you come from Boston. They're not too shabby over there either driving. Moncrief post up inside. Terry Cummings has just been playing unconscious. He has been playing fantastic basketball and is continuing. He's got 15 points. He's 6 for 7 from the floor.
And what they do is they don't let Jordan bring the ball up. Because on the move, he can be real tough. He's one of the great open court players, too.
Paul McKeskey gives the lead back to the Bucks. 10:35 to go here in the first half. Shot clock is at 7. And they're way outside. It's at 5. It's at 3. Three-pointer comes up short, but Oldham is there. Go on, Oldham! 50 mark, second quarter. And Ricky Pierce does just that. Pierce with his first 2 points. Little pressure by the Bucks. Michael Jordan tripped up. It's okay. Pierce will pick up the foul, his second.
You have a guy that can play like that, and you know if you're open, you don't get the shot.
The Bucks now trail by 3. Brewer has come into the game for the Bucks. He tries for the rebound, but Oldham is doing a good job.
Bad shot.
Greenwood. Moncrief with the rebound. Goaltending and the foul. Score the basket. Oldham not only goaltended, he grabbed the rim. And he also crashed into Sidney Moncrief.
Let's see. There goes Sidney. But he has a hand on the basket and the foul.
Our movable midgie comes through again. First foul on Oldham.
I knew it was going to come in handy one of these games.
Now the Bulls have 14 fouls. At the 7:46 mark, the Bucks with only 1. So I would look for Don Nelson to try and run his offense inside, Bill, to take advantage of that and get to that free throw line, because they will be the Bulls, that is, in the penalty from this point forward. So that could be a very telling tale here in the second quarter. Moncrief has 4 points in the game. And we're tied at 35. We were tied at the end of 1. Jordan to Oldham. Jordan comes back inside to tie up with Brewer for the jump ball. That is probably a very frightful sight to see Michael Jordan coming at you in the open court with the ball as he penetrates through.
Great pass there. And Oldham just was not ready. So they end up with a bad shot.
And look at Jordan hustle back in to cause the jump ball. We're back live.
And he might get this tip.
He does. Against the 7-footer. But the Bucks come away with the ball.
Because to get a tip doesn't mean you're throwing the ball. That's one of the plays that you have to work on. But you can always, if you have a tip, get the ball. And sometimes when you don't have it.
Pierce can't hit. Moncrief is there. Jordan's open on the right. Woolridge on the left, and that's Daly. Daly should have passed. Foul. Jordan, he'll go to the line.
This is Gary Miller with an NBA update. Billy Cunningham in the Cap Center with his 76ers. Moses Malone to Maurice Cheeks. Philadelphia off to a 45-37 lead over Washington. They can wrap it up with a victory. Now let's rejoin Rick and Bill in Chicago Stadium.
Well, boy, didn't they put a scare into the Celtics, losing by 3, 2, and 2. Great effort, and we should congratulate, and we would like to, all of us at TBS, the great effort put forth by George Karl and his Cleveland Cavaliers and what that franchise did at the end of the season. And hopefully they'll pick up right where they left off this year. But congratulations to the Cavaliers for giving us a lot of excitement here on TBS in their games against the Boston Celtics.
That's right, and the Celtics have done what you should do. Say, nice try, guys.
Yeah, right. It's always easy to be a gracious winner, Bill. Michael Jordan now with 10. Shot clock inside of 10 for the Bulls. Woolridge!
I don't know how you would describe that. I thought he was going to go for a couple of triple pump fakes.
Bulls in this quarter alone. Shot clock goes inside of 10. Good ball movement by the Bulls. Oh, that's coming from the weak side with the block. Lister is open. Great pass from Moncrief and a nice play by Lister to lay it in. Lead foul. He's still standing at 4. There's a double on Woolridge. The defense works. Prusty, who's just come back into the ball game, has Brewer open. Should have passed off, but Brewer, fortunately, is there to take it. Brewer off the miss by Woolridge. That's Prusty. Moncrief, count it, foul. Woolridge. Corzine and Michael Jordan back into the game for the Bulls. Moncrief now has 7 points. And Terry Cummings, who had 15 points in the first quarter, has yet to score here in the second quarter. He spent a lot of time resting on the bench, but he has not been a factor offensively. They haven't really looked to him all that often. Of course, when you have 4 turnovers going against you and you're not getting the shots off, that's not helping your offense either.
Plus, both teams are playing their offense is being affected by the defense.
To win that ball game.
Now, the Bulls have a big front line, and they play with a lot of tall timber there. And that's the reason the Bucks have not been so effective on the inside. Right there, you had good defense there with shot block.
Woolridge knocks it out of bounds. Buck ball, 7 seconds on the shot clock. We have 4:07 to go in the first half, and the Bucks lead by 1. It's been a tight game the entire time. As you see the offensive boards and the points off of the rebounds. Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief has 10 for the game. He's got 8 here in the second quarter, so he's taking up the scoring duties for the Bucks. Bucks by 3. 3:50 to go in the half. It's going to be a foul on Sidney Moncrief. That's the 4th team foul against the Bucks. Wolves ball on the side. And of course, at the conclusion of this game, Bill and I are going to select the Light Beer Most Valuable Player as you see the foul by Moncrief coming up here. And in conjunction with that award, Turner Broadcasting and Light Beer from Miller will present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in that player's name. 3:15 to go in the half. 3 seconds on Woolridge. Chicago is only 5 for 17 in the second quarter, Bill. 29% shooting. Milwaukee 8 for 15.
Well, I think that the Milwaukee defense has created problems so that they have a breakdown almost every time down. They end up shooting long jump shots. That's one of the reasons they're not getting second shots or you're getting their team in foul trouble.
Greenwood on the rebound, miss from Moncrief. That's Woolridge. Woolridge has 10 points. We have 2:40 to go in the half. The Bulls trail by 4. off the Cummings miss. Bucks are back, but it is a 4-on-3 break. Foul will be on Brewer. Hodges with good anticipation off the bad pass from Woolridge. Used his body well to keep Woolridge away and lays it in with the left hand. Craig Hodges with his first 2 points. We have 40 seconds to go here in the half. So trapped by the Bulls. Brewer with a great block by Olden. Greenwood off the miss. 1 second to go. Three-pointer counted if it goes. Off to the front rim for Michael Jordan. And the Bulls come up short here in the first half after playing the Bucks so even. The Bulls did not score in the final 2:44 of this half. They trail by 5. Getting ready to start the second half. Look at a few of the cheerleaders for the Chicago Bulls, and we'll take a look at the statistics. And I think, Bill, without question, the telling statistic for the Bulls would have to be the field goal percentage. They're down to only 40%. Both teams, remember, were shooting up in the low 50s for the first quarter. The Bulls shot only 7 for 23 in the second quarter to drop all the way down to 40%, and that has really hurt them, I think, a great deal in this particular ball game, with the rebounds being fairly even. An inside game at the half. Chicago was 12 for 20 for 60%. The Bucks were 19 for 39, but the Bucks had 49 of their 49% of the shots they converted inside, 19 for 39. So they have really established that inside game, and Michael Jordan has been kept relatively in tow with 12 points in the first half. We get ready to start with pressure by the Bucks to start things off.
Now they use a little different tactic. They're not double teaming as they were in the first half or the second quarter.
Same starting lineup for the Bulls.
They're double teaming as Woolridge.
And they... Pressey so far in this series is averaging 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 7.3 assists. Again, pressure by the Bucks. So a little different strategy by Don Nelson to start things off.
Another bad pass that they came up with.
That was a great shot by Woolridge. His Lister was right there.
But you can't depend on having to make great shots to stay in a ball game.
Good point. 12 points for Woolridge. The Bulls have got to get some easy ones, what you're trying to say, and they really have not really.
And the easiest of all is the free throw. Is that right, Rick?
Yes. Well, it should be anyway. For some people it was, Bill. Lister. Pressey kept it alive. He made a good tip out to Hodges. Pressey now has 11 points. That was Sidney Moncrief. And Lister got it back and right to Cummings from Moncrief.
Great pass.
8 of the players on the Bulls are seeing their first playoff action in this series. They have a very inexperienced ball club when it comes to playoff competition.
And the rate they're going, it's going to remain that way.
Moncrief blocked by Corzine, but also a foul with the body. His second.
Now, Jordan is being dispensed fairly well. And no one on the Bulls has said, okay, let me try it for a while. And you got to have guys that are willing to do that on a good team. To say, okay, if I miss 8 shots, I'll take the goat horns, but let me try it. And they're just here waiting for something to happen, and they're playing into the Bucks' hands by just going strictly to Jordan.
Moncrief has 12 points, and that's exactly right. Woolridge, of course, the 1-2 punch for them. They're still scoring the bulk of the points, but Corzine has got 8. But after that, it's a big drop-off. 4-on-3 break. Corzine with 2 quick baskets for the Bulls. Corzine now with 10, the third Chicago Bulls to reach double figures. 11-point Buck lead. Moncrief tried to cut through, and Corzine just put a big roadblock on him. Pressey drives against Woolridge and draws the foul.
Moncrief got the old bell rung on that one. He feels like he's in the belfry or something when he got hit on that one.
Now 3 fouls against Orlando Woolridge, and the Bulls can ill afford to have Woolridge get into foul difficulty. Taken away by Hodges. Now comes Pressey, 3-on-1 break. Perry Cummings with 25 points. That is the first Buck foul here with 8:20 to go in the third quarter. The Bulls already have 3. They trail by 15. They turn it over again. The 3-on-2 break for Milwaukee. Lister, Greenwood with a good block. And there's Sidney Moncrief to give a 17-point lead to the Milwaukee Bucks. That was a good defensive move, but he was a little bit late getting there. Good call on the part of the officials. Michael Jordan, his first 2 points of this half. He's got 14 now.
Williams tried to drop it off. Mahorn inside. Shot blocked by Oldham. Mahorn again, blocked again. And again! A trio! He swatted 3 of them down. Jordan trying to break the tie. He does! The Bulls have taken the lead at 89-87. And Joanne Oldham was swatting him down in all directions.
America's game.
This is Gary Miller with an NBA update on the Philadelphia-Washington series. The Bullets crawling back in it, down by 14 at the half, have closed the gap to 4, 71-67 in the third. Let's go back to Chicago now with Rick and Bill.
6:40 to go here in the third quarter. Now the Bulls a little trapping of their own. Shot clock is inside of 10. Again, good defense by the Bulls. A 3-on-2 break. Woolridge. And there's Green to follow it up.
Now, this time of the game is just hard basketball to play. Both teams have got their defense set. They know what they're doing. It's just hard to execute offense or defense. Good shot.
Yeah, from a long distance, the shot clock was down to 3 as Pressey fired it up, and the Bucks got a break on that one.
I mean, he had real perfect rotation on the shot when he missed his hand.
15 points for Pressey. Jordan cuts it back to a 9-point lead. Michael Jordan with his 4th point in the second half has 6 coming from 18. Green with a big rebound. There comes Daly. Woolridge with an offensive foul as Pressey established good position. Woolridge went crazy, as you can see. He's lucky he didn't get a technical foul with that display. His 4th foul.
Let's see, take a look at it. There goes Woolridge in. Oh,
Pressey was moving. No, he was moving, Bill. He moved his right leg right here. He's committed, and he moved over. When the back leg is committed from the offensive player, the defensive player should be there. So a big break for the Bucks, bad break for the Bulls, and Sidney Moncrief makes them pay dearly. Back up to an 11-point Bull lead, a Buck lead at the 3:10 mark of the third quarter. Terry Cummings getting some rest now on the bench as Lister came back in for him. Jordan to Green, and Green misses the dunk. Pierce. Oldham with the foul.
With the body. A good block with the hand, but he got it with the body.
Oldham, who reported in for Corzine on the last dead ball.
Jordan makes a beautiful pass off, and he misses the dunk.
Has a foul on Lister. Lister took the legs out from Green. The fans were moaning that Green will watch me completing down the other end of the court. Comes Pierce, Oldham to come over with the body. Boom, there's the contact. He made a nice block up above, but he got him with the body. But that was a foul underneath on Lister down the other end. That's why Green missed the dunk, Phil. The Bulls, of course, already there. 2:35 to go, third quarter.
Now, I realize that the Bulls are behind. And when I say they have to play even, if you're behind, you can't just say, well, we're going to got to go out and pick up 6 points. Because if you can do that, you've been ahead in the first place. And so, but psychologically, they have to try to play even going to the last quarter. And then they got about 5 minutes to start the fourth quarter to try to make a sustained run after the Milwaukee Bucks. But missing free throws is not going to help very much.
No, it's the third one that Michaels missed. He's got 16 points. And remember that after this ball game, we've got another one coming. Shot clock is down to 5 as Moncrief spots an opening, and Oldham draws the foul as he comes over to help out. And the Bucks have been able to do that all night long. David Greenwood's coming back in. They've been able to just get inside the gut of the Chicago defense, and it's hurt Chicago dearly. Wes Matthews is also back in. Woolridge goes to the bench, and so does Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan, as we pointed out, in games 1 and 2, was held to 13 points in both of those ball games. And remember, he had 12 at the half in this ball game. He only has 5 so far in the third quarter. And they're going to need another outstanding effort on the part of Michael Jordan in the fourth period if they expect to keep this series alive, as he rests on the bench right now. But one man can't do it all, Bill, as you well know. That's why this is such a great sport, because it's a team game and it takes 5 people at one time working together, plus some help from the bench. Daly tries to take it on the floor amongst the traffic and pays for it as he loses it. Volketsky can't get it to go home. Moncrief with another big offensive rebound. And they have a jump ball between Green and Liskell. The Bulls fans didn't like it, nor did the coaching staff of the Chicago Bulls, as both Fred Carter and Locker were up. Let's watch all the heavy action. Could have been a foul right there. That could have been goaltending. And we finally have a jump ball when nobody had the ball. That was a kind of a very strange sequence there. It's very difficult to get to that free throw line shooting those outside jump shots.
Now that 18 points was deceptive by Michael Jordan. It would not be deceptive if he had about 10 assists. But the reason he doesn't have assists is not his fault, it's because they are not very good strikers. Pierce. The guys are not moving without the ball very well.
The Bucks handle the pressure put on by the Bulls and come up with a nice opportunity jumper. Pierce has 11. The Bucks lead by 13. And how they contest Michael Jordan. They're going to get a three-pointer by Hodges, but Jordan is there for the block. At the end of 3 quarters, the Milwaukee Bucks lead the Chicago Bulls by 13 points. In the fourth period. And remember, right after this game, we have another game for you, NBA playoff action. The Super Shootout continues with the Utah Jazz hosting the Houston Rockets. Skip Carey, John Andres bringing you the action in that series where the Jazz lead 2-1. And that's a surprise to a lot of people.
But it worked.
15-point lead for the Milwaukee Bucks. Michael Jordan goes inside. He's got 21.
Now, that's a good, if they could get some action on the weak side, having Quentin Daly and Michael Jordan play a 2-on-2 game with some action on the offside, so that when the teams drop off, that they get an easy shot on the other side.
Cummings to Hodges, and Oldham is there. 3-on-2 break for the Bulls. He's got Daly on the left.
That's the way they're trying to break. It's the first time they've done it tonight.
One period. Moncrief and Jordan battling. Shot clock is at 5. Volketsky tried. Kept out by Woolridge. A 5-on-2 break for the Bulls. Jordan will go to the free throw line. Bulls trailing now by 9. 9:25 to go as the Bulls work hard on the defense. That's Jordan on Cummings. 2 great players. And Jordan almost comes up with the steal. Shot clock is at 4. And the Bulls come up with another good defensive play. Oldham to Jordan, 3-on-1 break. Bad pass by Michael Jordan, but they get it back.
He shouldn't be dribbling.
We got a foul spotted by Tommy Nunes.
Let's see now. 2 guys there, 1-on-1. Jordan reached in for the timing off. Got a piece of it. Good hustle. Takes off, and then he makes a good outlet pass because he's in heavy traffic, too heavy to do anything with. Could build a franchise almost. That's how much time is left.
Here's the double on Michael Jordan. There's the turnovers we talked about. They isolate Jordan. Moncrief will draw the foul as he tried to cut Jordan's penetration move off to the left. Moncrief now with 4 personal fouls, and that is the second team foul against the Bucks. So we've got a timeout by Don Nelson with 7:46 to go. The Bucks lead by 7. We're back as a Michael Jackson clone entertained here at the break. Philadelphia up by 10, 98-88 over Washington. San Antonio with a 5-point lead, 102-97 over Denver. Both those games in the fourth period. And the Bulls fans have come alive. The Bulls with a chance to cut it to a 5-point deficit. The Bucks have only scored 2 points in this quarter. It came at the 10:54 mark. They have not scored for over 3 minutes. Cummings off the green miss. So 2 times the Bulls with a chance to cut it to 5 have failed.
That was rather a good shot, but it wasn't a real bad one. That's because the Bucks are now playing a good defense, so that you're not going to really get any easy shots.
Inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock, it's down to 5. It's at 2. Moncrief on the 3-point line. Sidney with 21 points, a big basket for the Milwaukee Bucks. That's Sidney Moncrief.
And he got hit
by Michael Jordan. On the elbow as he went past. There's the story of the game. What is that? That's 360, 389 ticks of the clock for the Bulls.
That's pretty good arithmetic, Rick. And it's like a tie bomb when they go off on the Bulls. They're going to have to do something, but they still have plenty of time. But they have to take the momentum away from the Bucks, and they're playing them even now. And this is the point of the game where they cannot be satisfied to play even.
2 big men in. Lister comes in for Cummings for the Bucks. Corzine in for Oldham for the Bulls.
Now Cummings, Nelson is going to give him about maybe 2.5 minutes, and that's plenty of rest so he can go down the stretch reasonably fresh.
Sidney Moncrief is 10 for 10 from the free throw line in this ball game. He has 23 points. He now ties Terry Cummings with high point honors at 23. We had to take 2 away from Cummings. They gave a tip-in at the end of the first half to Brewer. That's why we said he had 25 at one point, but he has 23. Blocked by Lister on the Woolworths drive. And once again, the Milwaukee defense comes through. Matthews has 6 points. It's a 10-point Buck lead. Plenty of time. 5:05 to go in the ball game. 3-on-1 chance. Oldham better give it up quick. Daly, 10 points, 11 points for Daly.
He took the 2 dribbles. That's what he's allowed. And a guy over 6'10" only allowed 2 dribbles.
They've cut it down to an 8-point lead for the Bucks. Moncrief from 17 is short. Ricky Pierce, Lister with the big offensive
rebound, and he had a day and a half to take that shot. He could have read the label on the basketball and then shot it.
Sometimes those are the toughest ones to make, but Pierce now has 15 points, and he's done a great job as Matthews had an easy layup and just actually had it blocked by the rim. Lister foul Matthews, and the Bulls, every time they get close, they can't get the basket to get over the hump.
Philadelphia's beaten Washington.
That's a final. They have won 104-98 as Washington got close, but that's it for that series. 3-1, Philadelphia wins. They'll beat the winner of this series, and it could very well be Milwaukee at this stage. And Hodges back up to an 11-point Buck lead. 3 minutes to go.
And now comes desperation time. You're under 3 minutes.
And what a series that will be if this stays the way it is. Milwaukee against the 76ers. Woolrich, offensive foul. McKeskey. Now, I tell you, I give a lot of credit to Paul McKeskey. After what happened to him the last time, he had enough guts and fortitude to stay in there and take another charge.
Well, he may be tough, but I don't know how smart that is.
2:52 to go. The Bulls are trailing the Bucks by 11, and it doesn't look good. Greenwood.
The Bucks still have to score some more points.
McKeskey wide open, but a great play by Jordan on the steal from Cummings. And again, the Bulls not able to close the gap. We're inside of 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
Now the Bulls have had a couple opportunities to capitalize.
Cressy loses the handle. It's 5 on the shot clock. Moncrief has it blocked. Here come the Bulls. Daly has it. Daly calls it in. 1:36 to go in the game, and it's a 7-point Buck lead. Very comfortable 7-point lead, but a lot of things happen in NBA basketball in the final minute and a half. 3-pointer, Daly. Count it! 4-point lead. Wisely, Moncrief pulls it out. Use up the clock. Terry Cummings draws
Great
a foul.
there.
Michael Jordan hoping to keep his Bulls alive. Terry Cummings hoping to give the Bucks a 5-point advantage with 1:02 to go in the ball game. And again, that is a lot of time with only 4 or 5 points differential. Not a chance. He shot an air ball. An air ball by Terry Cummings. Back come the Bulls. They trail by 4. Jordan. McKeskey hits the deck hard again. Paul McKeskey is hurt again. This could be more severe. Paul McKeskey on the deck for the Bucks. Jordan will be to the line with a chance to cut it to a 2-point Milwaukee lead.
Bucks have to execute, and they have not been able to.
Michael Jordan now has 28 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists in this ball game.
And his numbers are starting to come up a little respectable. You know, it looked like he was having a bad game, but over the 48 minutes, he's got it down to 2.
Watch out. Pressure thrown away. Pressey. Battle for it, and up comes Cummings with it. And they say that he was out of bounds. It's going to be the Bulls' ball. The Bulls with a chance to tie it. That's 45 seconds to go.
The excitement of the NBA. Now you can get the NBA feeling. Be part of the action when you choose from this official NBA catalog. Over 60 different items are available for your favorite team. Authentic NBA game jerseys and shorts, warm-up jackets, pants, game balls, and socks. To get your catalog, send $1 credited to your first order to NBA Catalog, Box 800-800, Seattle, Washington, 98108. Every page is filled with official NBA licensed products, sweatshirts, sweatpants, and warm-up suits, T-shirts, and pullovers. Or choose the official jacket of the NBA from Starter Sportswear. And there's a great assortment of novelties, gifts, and toys, plus videotapes of great NBA action. Just send $1 today and get your NBA catalog. Send to NBA Catalog, Box 800-800, Seattle, Washington, 98108. Get this NBA exercise watch free with all orders over $50. Get the NBA feeling.
Rick Barry back with Bill Russell. We have 45 seconds to go. You see that San Antonio has forced a Game 5 to be played Sunday in Denver. Hopefully we'll have that one for you. We'll let you know. But the big story, the Bulls, with a marvelous comeback. It would seem the Bucks had this game under control midway through this fourth period, leading by as many as 11 points. The Bulls have come back strong. Milwaukee 5 for 17 for only 29% shooting. Chicago 8 for 15. They have a chance to tie it. Corzine is in the game. Quentin Daly draws the foul. That would have been a very difficult shot. Not a good shot by Daly, but he was bailed out. And he'll get to the line with a chance to tie it. The foul was on Pierce, his fourth. Don Nelson upset with the way that his team is executed here down the stretch. And a full house agonizes on the Daly miss. The Bucks by 1. Timeout, Milwaukee.
Toughest problem is going to be getting this ball in bounds. They have not done that very well.
Oldham is back into the game for Corzine for his defensive abilities and shot blocking abilities. Trouble. McKeskey with a good play to Moncrief. Cummings draws the foul against Oldham, so they take a quick play and a smart move. They'll go to the line. The Bulls will have to come down and take a quick shot, but Milwaukee will get it back.
Make both of them. He can't. And here's the guy who just got an air ball a couple minutes ago.
And I tell you, he'll be thinking about it as Pierce comes in now for Hodges.
And that's for defensive purposes.
Terry Cummings, who just missed 2 free throws, as Bill pointed out, the second one an air ball, with perhaps the two biggest free throws of his young and brilliant career.
That's no air ball.
Admirable to come back after that air ball.
You got to think about that no matter who you are.
He's got 24 points. The Bucks by 3. The Bulls timeout.
That's the important thing.
The Bucks with pressure, full court. Corzine back into the game for offense this time for the Bulls. And that's Michael Jordan. Cummings got a hand on it with a big block. A great defensive effort by Cummings. He's fouled by Corzine. And Terry Cummings has certainly redeemed himself for the air ball from the free throw line, Bill. The Milwaukee Bucks on the verge of going up against the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round of the playoffs. Chicago takes their final timeout. But they still have time, Bill. I know we say this so often, we sound like broken records, but in this game with a three-point shot, we've seen so many strange things happen. I would think that right now, they might want to camouflage a little bit. Looks like they're going for 3, and they quickly get it in for a quick 2 inside to make it a 3-point game, and then try and come up with a steal, and you always have the 3-pointer to go to afterwards.
They'll go for the 3-pointer first.
First you go for the 3-pointer.
No, they will.
Okay. What would you do? You think they'll go for it. What would you do if you were coaching right now?
I'd get the first available shot. If it's 3 points, I'd take it. If it's 2 points, I'd take it. But I would not take any more than, first of all this tough to do. I'd bring the ball to half court. And that's the toughest pass to basketball right now, is to get that ball if the team is pressing, to get that ball to play. And I would not fool around with it. The first available shot.
Well, you saw that.
First available good shot.
With Fred Carter and Bill Blair talking over with Kevin Lockreed to decide what they want to do as Kevin goes into the huddle now to come up with their strategy here in the final 20 seconds. They trail by 5 points. Now, Bill, what about player of the game if the Bucks should win? I like both Moncrief and Terry Cummings. They have carried the Bucks through this playoff series.
Well, I would not pick between the two of them. I would make both of them the players.
Okay, we'll do that.
And if they win this game.
That'll make it, if they win, that'll make it more difficult for Glenn Diamond and Mark Goldsmith, our director.
Are you really worried about that? How much more difficult it is for them? Are you really worried, Rick? Tell me something.
Well, I don't want to cause too much trouble because our executive producer, Don Ellis, is in the truck as well in tonight's game, so we don't want to cause too much trauma.
But you still haven't answered that question. Do you want to make it easy for these guys?
Nah. Okay, Don Nelson has to be pleased with the way the Bucks have finally executed in this last minute of play after seeing a big 17-point lead in the third period get squandered. Final 20 seconds. 5-second violation against Orlando Woolridge.
That's what I'll tell you. That's the toughest pass in basketball when the other team is pressing, to get that ball in the half court.
And that should do it for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Chicago Bulls, with a valiant effort, will probably come up short here as Greenwood fouls Pressey, who also had a very good game for the Milwaukee Bucks. Most every time. But certainly in a short series you will win. The miss by Pressey, not that important. He has 19 points and 5 steals, as you can see in the game tonight.
Well, still 19 seconds. If they can get a three-pointer, they can't. I don't think they can call timeout. If they get a three-pointer, and then with 6 points, they got to go for 2 3-pointers.
Yes, and it's got to be just quick 3-pointers, a steal and another 3-pointer. Michael's got to kick it back out. He does to Daly. And that'll do it as Cummings comes up with yet another rebound, and he'll take another trip to the free throw line. Terry Cummings, our co-player of the game, with a chance to increase his point total from 27
to 29. Maybe. What do you think?
And Woolridge is fouled out. I think he'll make both of them with 12 points up against the Philadelphia 76ers. And that would be a great series, I'm sure.
The Elks got to be a little upset. You get a 17-point lead, you're kind of a little relaxed. And then the guy's 3-point shot, hit the rim, Sidney Green, your rebound. Real good, and that's it.
Terry Cummings finishes off with his 10th rebound of the game. He had 28 points to go along with it, and a happy Don Nelson congratulating Kevin Lockreed as the Milwaukee Bucks come out victorious, 105-97. Our
wins the series 3 games to 1, and now meets Philadelphia.
Final score again, Milwaukee Bucks 105, Chicago Bulls 97. The Bucks win the series 3 games to 1. Our light beer player of the game, going to be Sidney Moncrief, along with Terry Cummings. Sidney with his statistics you saw there, and also Terry's statistics on behalf of Light Beer and Turner Broadcasting. We will present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation on behalf of both of those players. So a valiant effort by the Bulls early. The Bucks went up by 17. The Bulls fought back only to come up on the short end. And the Milwaukee Bucks will go on to meet the Philadelphia 76ers. Coming up after just a little pause will be Skip Carey and John Andres bringing you a second game of our doubleheader. It'll be the Utah Jazz against the Houston Rockets. Our final here, 105-97. On behalf of our crew here, Mark Goldsmith, Glenn Diamond, our executive producer, Don Ellis, and all of the other people on our crew, we thank you for joining us. Stay tuned now for another game. Bill Russell and I say goodbye from Chicago.